In today's video, I interview a Taiwan hiking record holder, scale yet another of the mini top 100 peaks, and learn about one of Taiwan's smallest indigenous groups and its strangely unique biennial ritual. Good morning guys, and welcome to this edition of Hikelopedia. Today it's a special edition. We're in Miaoli and we're walking to Xiangtianhu, which is one of the Xiao Baiyue. I forgot which number it is, but we'll find out later when we get to the top. And we have some special guests today. First of all, we've got Daniel.
Howdy.
You may have seen him in one or two videos before. I'm going to be interviewing him today about his experience with the Baiyue because he has done all 100 and he is a record breaker, but we'll talk more about that later. And also on today's video we've got David.
Hello.
Otherwise known as Map Room Explorer. And then we've got David's friend, Alice. Yeah. So we're going to be heading up towards Xiangtianhu and I'm going to be interviewing Daniel as we walk. So let's get cracking.
Alright.
There's a lot of beehives around here for fresh honey, baihua honey.
There. And in.
Okay, so Daniel, you're quite well known for being the foreigner who completed the Baiyue in the shortest time. How long did it take you?
It took me a little bit under 4 years, like maybe 3.5. To do it, I had to knock out, somewhere between 20 and 40 Baiyue per year to finish at that pace.
And why did you decide to do it?
That's a good question. The reason I decided to do it was I've always kind of liked the outdoors and it seemed like a good goal to have, and not very many people had done it. And it's a good way to kind of stay in shape and get to see some of Taiwan that most people don't normally get to see.
Okay, and when did you do your first one? Do you remember the day?
I think my first one must have been back in like 2016, I think.
And what was it?
Jade Mountain.
Oh, okay. Most people's first, I guess.
I guess, yeah. That's probably a lot of people's first.
And had you done a lot of hiking back in California before?
Not as much as I had here. I mean, I had done some, like in Yosemite, but I didn't really start getting seriously into like long distance sections and gear selection and researching and stuff like that until I started hiking in Taiwan.
Jade was your first. What was your last?
My last Baiyue was Kuhan no Xingsan, which is on the South Cross Highway down kind of near Kaohsiung.
Okay. And did you follow in the tradition of having friends accompany you to your last Baiyue?
I had a couple friends go. Unfortunately, I didn't really plan it out too well. So my last one was a bit on the difficult side. So not very many people wanted to go. I don't really blame them, but I did have a few people go, yes.
Okay. All right, what's the hardest Baiyue for you?
I don't really think of it as the hardest peak per se. I think of it more like the hardest section, because like the hardest peak might be like in the middle of a section. So that being the case, I would probably say Ushuangshan is probably the hardest, because on the one side it takes like 8 days to hike to, and then on the other side you have to go down like 1,000 meters and then like up 2,000 meters to get to it. So
okay,
it's pretty hard to get to on both sides.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right, what about your easiest?
I mean, everybody knows that.
Sherman.
Sherman, yeah.
Okay, What about your most dangerous moment in the Bayue?
I've had a lot, but just like 3 weeks ago, I almost slipped off a cliff at Nanzhuang in the ice. That's one.
Okay. What about when you were doing the Bayue?
When I was doing the Mabo route, one of my teammates fell off a cliff and we had to rescue him.
Wow. Okay, and funniest memory?
Oh God, so many. One time I left my Nalgene water bottle too close to the fire and it got this like giant like bubble or blister sticking out of my water bottle, but it didn't pop, and everybody thought that was like the funniest thing ever.
So Daniel, this may be hard for some people to believe, but your wife's name is actually Bayue. Did you decide to marry her just because of this?
No, and that's a funny question people ask me often. It's a complete coincidence. I actually didn't even know what the Bayue were when I first met her. Her father was a hiker back in the day, and
that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, he finished all the 100 peaks.
Oh wow, when?
Oh God, back in like the 80s probably. But he named her Bayue because he, once upon a time, was a hiker.
That's such a great coincidence.
Very big coincidence.
Does he still hike now? Or
no, he's kind of retired. He likes to do like water sports more, like, you know, kayaking and stuff like that.
Cool. Does your wife hike? Means how she's called?
Absolutely not.
That's kind of a very...
Call that irony.
Yeah, there's full of irony there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I was thinking about bringing a stove and like cooking some.
意外在前面走开始，你当然对，到底上完之后再一块钱。
Alright, there we go. Xiangtianhu Shan, 1225 meters. It's Xiao Bayue number 32.
I was just seeing how the difference between my guy.
We're at the top. Surprise, surprise. I was not expecting this, and I'm not used to it because I usually hike during the week. But Daniel's telling me on the way up that this is what's known as a vegetable market in local language, Xiangtianhu, because it's so busy. Okay, so you're currently on your second round of Bayue, and you're also going for all 268 peaks above 3,000. How's that going?
It's 285.
Sorry.
68 was the old number, but they updated it a couple years ago. But yeah, it's going well. The issue is that a lot of those are off trail and they're really hard to get to, and they're usually not well marked and they're kind of dangerous. So those are a lot harder to get to than the Bayue.
How many have you done so far?
Oh God, like almost 200, I think.
Oh wow. And what about your second round of Bayue?
I think I'm on like 54 now.
Oh.
I would have more, but like I kind of slowed down when COVID happened.
Yeah, everybody did, I think. Okay, and finally, any advice for people who would like to come to Taiwan to hike?
Oh man. I would say try to do as much research as you can. Use Google Translate to find out what you're doing. Don't make assumptions. You know, people think that, oh, I hiked in the snow over here, so hiking in the snow in Taiwan is the same, because it's generally not. Listen to people who have hiked here, who know what they're doing. Get good equipment, watch the weather, train, and learn how to use offline maps.
Sounds like good advice to me.
It would sure be a shame to get hurt now. Oh wow.
It's a cool place, huh? You could literally camp here.
Okay, so we've got to the third peak of this little loop trail. It's called Guangtian Gaoshan. It's nice, actually.
It's really nice.
Nice views.
Yeah.
Another road section.
Yeah.
We're here now. Yeah, it's really awesome part. That's why I use Gaia. I run it so that I can make my map. But then, like,
Okay guys, we just finished the hike, about 4 hours, 40 minutes and 7.5 kilometers. How was it guys? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah,
it was nice.
That was nice.
It's
Very
quite a nice
pleasant.
hike, not too difficult.
No. Nice trees.
Nice trail, some beautiful forests.
Mostly flat.
And the best thing about it is now we can get some traditional snacks. They've got some really cool smoked sausages over there, and they've got some ma gao tea eggs. So let's go and check it out.
红藜麦，一半斤的还是一斤？
你要
来，
喝酒吗？
谢谢你小
等一
半斤。
下，
来，
你要喝酒吗？没有甜的，没有甜的。
我最近不喝。
最近不好。
来，这个。
好。
哦，好，谢谢你，谢谢。
So I got a massive long yen wood smoked sausage.
Tell me how it is. I'm thinking about getting one.
Oh, that's good. Oh, it's so nice. It's got a lovely little margao flavour. And there's a bit of smoke on it as well. And you can't have a sausage in Taiwan without this raw garlic. So, the perfect combination. And I just found out that here is in fact赛夏族, Sasaya people, a different indigenous tribe to the surrounding area. Most of the people around here are Taiyazu, but here is赛夏族. Now this is a Miaoli egg, which is Ma Gao, but in Shaisha Hua. So they say it's slightly different to a Taiwan. So let's give it a try. It's also different to the usual tea egg. It's a little bit sweet. Maybe that's the sweetness. I don't know, but it's still good.
This is Ma Gao or Ma'ao Nai Cha. It is so good. I've never had anything like this, and I love Nai Cha. Have this. Drink it. Drink it every day.
But
like this guy.
Alright guys, we are full. We've had some fried rice, some chou tofu, some sausages and some eggs, and yeah, we're just about to head home. It's been a really nice hike. I would recommend it. It's not too difficult, a nice 5-hour, half-day hike. Really good fun. And thanks to Daniel and David and Alice for accompanying me. Good company. Alright, so if you liked today's video, and don't forget, give me a like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications if you want to support the channel. Thanks down below, buy me a coffee, or check out memberships. Click on join for more information. And that's it. Take it easy. See you next week. Over and out. Alright guys, I have to apologise. When I originally planned this video, I was just going to interview Daniel and do the hike, and I didn't do any other research into this area. But then after we finished the hike, I found out that this part of Taiwan was home to the Saisha people, and they are a very, very small indigenous group in Taiwan, one of the smallest. There's only about 5,000 people, 1.3 or 4% of Taiwan's total indigenous population. And I remember just from reading in the past that it's a pretty interesting tribe, and they have a really, really interesting ritual that takes place every 2 years called the pastai. I think that's how you say it. But anyway, the pastai is actually the name of another tribe of dwarves who used to live very close to the Sayasha people many, many years ago. And apparently, according to legend, these dwarves were adept farmers, but they were very lustful little people, and they lusted after the Sayasha women. So one day the Sayasha men had enough of this, so they went over to the pastai and they set a trap for them, and they killed all the tribesmen apart from 2, and these 2 obviously weren't very happy with what happened, so they put a curse on the Sayasha, meaning that they would have terrible harvests because of what they did to their tribe. So after that, I guess the Sayasha felt bad and didn't want to have bad harvests. So they started doing this ceremony to appease the pastai tribe that they killed. So every 2 years now in Xiangtianhu, here in Miaoli, Nanzhuang, and another place in Wufeng in Hsinchu, they hold the pastai ceremony. Now it lasts for many, many days, and there's a lot of very complicated rituals, and I'm not going to pretend that I know anything about them. But there's a museum here in Xiangtianhu, and you can come and find out a little bit more about it. It's pretty interesting. I came back today to have a look, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's a little bit of info about the Sayasha, or Sasayat in English.